Well, good morning. Welcome to the 2022 Monterey Bay Dart Symposium. I'm Josh Metz. I'm the Executive Director of Monterey Bay Dart, and it's been a many-month process of getting here, talking with a lot of you to learn about what you're doing and understand the connections to what we're trying to do in regards to regional economic development, with a focus on the potential of drone, automation, and robotics technology to not only meet the needs of our local economy today, but also pave the way for opportunities in the future. And we're here, it's fitting that we're here on the CSUMB campus. This is one of the old Fort Ord buildings that remains. CSUMB grew out of the Fort Ord closure, and it is really the centerpiece of what has become and is continuing to become a series of new communities oriented around educational reuse and building on the long history of training and education that this particular piece of ground has had for now over 100 years. The CSUMB is now 25 years old. There's been many changes along the way. Most recently, the campus has welcomed its fourth president, President Vanya Quinones, who is here this morning to say a few words and welcome us to the campus. Good morning, President Quinones.
How are you doing? Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Good morning, everybody. So happy to be here. I hope you guys are having a good time. Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you. I'm just a little bit shorter than you. So I would like to welcome you to CSUMB Monterey Bay for the third annual DART Symposium. We are proud to be hosting such a cutting-edge conference representing the next generation of technologies. As a public comprehensive university, CSUMB has a focus on regional stewardship. This stewardship manifests itself in many ways, but underlying the theme of all our work is the enhancement of opportunities for our students and the people and communities of the Monterey region. This translates to creating internships, working with our community college partners, focusing on curriculum, on emerging job sectors such as advanced air mobility, and partnership with companies such as Joby to better understand the needs of the new economy. To that end, CSUMB is currently hiring the first faculty member for our new engineer program, which will focus on mechatronics. We are focusing on sectors such as advanced air mobility, ag tech, where we believe our students can be different makers in applying these new technologies and help to build a regional economy with a unique technology focus. CSUMB is already planning a role on the development of these technologies. For example, in the work of Professor Corey Garza, he uses drones to map the coastal ecosystem. Our Institute for Innovation and Economic Development has been deeply involved in creating the DART organization and the design and implementation of this symposium. But this is just a start. The Monterey Bay region represents a unique ecosystem from these technologies, spanning from urban and rural communities, farms, natural preserves, ocean, and wetlands, and also a unique weather. This weather is crazy here. In this region, we have several public institutions of higher education, and I want to pledge that we are all working together to jointly to facilitate the ecosystem for new technologies that this conference is addressing. I am excited to welcome you. But I'm more even excited to hear the opportunities that you will explore today, for the next 2 days, sorry. CSUMB is committed to begin a partner with all of you, and I encourage you to reach out to our university and our public higher education partners in helping you to transform the economy of this amazing region. Please take time today to look at our beautiful campus, as it was mentioned before. It is based on an Army base, but we have worked on it. It doesn't look like an Army base anymore, I think, but I hope that you enjoy your visit today. And I'm really enthusiastic on this meeting because it represents what we're gonna do in the future. So thank you for everything you do. Thank you for being here today. And more important, have a great symposium, and welcome to CSUMB.
Thank you, President Quinones, for that warm welcome. It's important, I think, to have our leadership involved in understanding what we're trying to do here in the trenches, and it's clear that President Quinones and her team are paying attention. So it's appreciate you making the time in your schedule to be here. Next, the theme of this symposium, as has been mentioned, is innovation workforce ready to fly. And we thought this theme was important and appropriate given the continued growth and exciting market leadership of Joby Aviation right here in our area, certainly here at the Marina Airport and Monterey County, but also with newly announced headquarters in the old Plantronics building in Santa Cruz, which is giving new life to a part of the city there and continuing to expand in this region. This, Joby is an opportunity, we think, to use the momentum and support their momentum, but also contribute to the growth of a ecosystem around which their success can be supported and other companies can grow. So this theme will help shape the speaker and panel discussions during the next 2 days, and I can think of few better to help frame the context of innovation and economic development here in the Monterey Bay region than our DART board president, DART board, that is by design, and CSUMB faculty and executive director of the CSUMB Institute for Innovation and Economic Development, Dr. Brad Barbeau. Please welcome Dr. Barbeau to the stage.
Thank you very much.
Let me click through these a little bit. Here we go.
All right. There we go. Get the right person up there. Good morning. Thank you, Josh. I appreciate it. I want to add my welcome to you. Thank you for joining us at this year's DART Symposium. My name is Brad Barbeau. I'm here without my hat, but wearing many hats. I'm on the faculty of the College of Business here at Cal State Monterey Bay. I'm the executive director of the CSUMB Institute for Innovation and Economic Development, and I'm also, as Josh mentioned, the president of the board of the Drone Automation and Robotics Technology Initiative, or DART for short. In the name of each of these institutions, I want to welcome you to the symposium. The College of Business at Cal State Monterey Bay has collaborated with DART since its inception and strongly supports the mission of the organization and its work in the region. DART provides an important coordinating and planning function to bring together the people, resources, and organizations needed to make the drone automation and robotics cluster a region-defining success. This symposium is a premier premier instance of DART's work. The College of Business provides talent to the region, talent particularly suited to the changing workforce requirements that we'll be discussing in this next 2 days. To have that talent be successful and be able to succeed here in our region, There must be challenging jobs and careers for our graduates. The development of drone, automation, and robotics innovations will provide those jobs and career opportunities in multiple industries in the region. The discussions we'll be having at this symposium are not only about our Tri-County region, but also about the six-county Central Coast region extending from Santa Cruz down to Ventura, which is working collaboratively through the Uplift Central Coast Coalition. But even beyond that extended region, this is an effort of national and even global importance, and we have representatives here from other regions around the country who are engaged in similar projects. The opportunity of these 2 days is to lay groundwork for the success of this cluster in our region and beyond, to bring together the efforts of many innovative entities, the educational and research institutions, community organizations and nonprofit institutions, state and local government, and private industry. We have the opportunity to build on assets that the region already has to strengthen current collaborations and foster new collaborations, to learn new things that add to our individual and shared visions for the future and that help us implement those visions. I look forward to the next 2 days to hearing the speakers and discussing issues with each of you over the days. Thank you very much and welcome, and have a great 2 days with us.
Thank you, Brad. It's really been quite important and productive to have your partnership all these years. Brad and I started working together. I think we took one of our first interregional road trips down to learn about co-working spaces on the Central Coast probably 6 or 7 years ago. And since then, we've collaborated on many fronts, including entrepreneurship and really thinking about key assets that would help the region advance, including co-working spaces. Brad now has been a partner in opening one of those in Monterey. So I will provide a brief remarks before getting to our morning keynote. One of those, of course, is thanking our sponsors. So this would not be possible without a broad cross-sector support that we've received from our platinum and silver sponsors here, and there are folks in the room from each of these entities. So please say hello to them while you're here. Also our supporting sponsors. I think having all these logos up on the screen just shows that what we're talking about is relevant across multiple sectors. So today's schedule includes, before I get to that, I need to say thank you, tremendous thank you to this team here who has worked with me over several months, worked with us and our board to bring together this event. It certainly would not be what it is without all of these folks who are also here in the room. So if you get a chance to see the people making things happen behind the scenes, please say thank you, as I am now. Today's schedule includes 2 keynotes and 4 panels of interrelated topics spanning advanced air mobility, transportation policy and management, and innovation ecosystems. So there are agendas on your table, and if you have any questions, there's multiple points around the room where you can find these point of reference. During the speaker and panel sessions, we'll be utilizing Slido. So who's here familiar with Slido? If you go to slido.com, you can take a chance to participate in a quick poll just to see who might be able to do that. It's a way that you can deliver questions for our speaker and panelists, and then we can provide them. It's a much efficient way to interact with the audience. So if the internet is working, you should be able to go to slido.com and then enter a code, which is MBDART22, and take a quick poll. So I pause just a moment to see if we can get folks. Oh, this one's not, okay. Okay, so can we do this? Okay, so. Okay, switch it. Let's switch it. We're gonna do something real quick and then it should work. This is technology. So give us a second, please. This is what happens when you're live demoing stuff. Not working?
It's about to. Yeah.
Okay.
Just give it a second.
You got it. Uh-oh. We lost our thing.
It's connected. There we go.
There you go. It's working, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll run from here, and there aren't going to be
Okay.
any presenter notes, but that's
Awesome.
This should work.
Oh.
Let's try one more time.
Okay, who has found their way to Slido.com? Okay, raised hand, okay. And are we doing anything with our? Okay, there should be an active, okay. I've got 2 responses, but this could be an old one. Okay, it's working, thank you. This is important, not because I love Slido, but because it gives us a way to have efficient interaction with the speaker and panelists throughout the day. So this is great, just to see where folks are coming from. Okay. I see Santa Cruz is creeping up. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and move to the next one. There's one more question. 1, 2, 3, I'll move to the next one. Okay. What domain is of most interest to you? Now let's see if that comes up on your poll. Okay, we got an ag tech enthusiast. Mobility jumps up. And so you can see that this is a really fun tool, and one of the things that it will allow you to do is during a speaker or panelist session, you can enter your questions in real time so that by the time we get to that portion of their talk, they'll have something to respond to, and you don't have to wait for the microphone to run around the room. So please take advantage of that for each sequential person. So I think that is, mobility's high on the list, so glad to see that. But ag tech and all of these items, I think Alan Yeager is probably padding the national security one, wherever he is in here, or maybe Bill. Okay, so thank you for taking the time to do that. That'll be active throughout the day. So when we talk about DART, we talk about a regional economic development initiative that grew out of the reuse of forward process. And at that time, I was working as the economic development guy for a public agency that no longer exists. And right as we were moving to shutdown, we were starting to get some momentum with this concept, really looking around our area and seeing exciting companies grow that were directly relevant to the driving largest economy sectors here in the Monterey County. And so we started getting excited about that and found a community of interest that were focused on things like providing wildfire fighters support, like Joshua Resnick's drone out there, which is in the lobby. This is an older version, he'll be quick to tell you, but it's a great graphic for how someone might think about the use of a very powerful, long-duration, hybrid electric drone platform. Or doing things like inspecting utilities, whether it's the wind power up on the Altamont Pass or maybe someday here soon offshore of Morro Bay, using these tools to access utilities that are inaccessible and bring back important information for when they should be updated. Or with wheeled robots, like the Titan here from FarmWise, which is actively supporting real farmers in the Salinas Valley and Yuma, Arizona, other parts of the state that are growing the bulk of the nation's fresh produce. This is a really exciting company that is doing great things for that industry and represents the opportunity in the ag tech space. And here's another one. This is a San Francisco Bay Area based company, but it's called Sail Drone, and they are continuing to deliver services not only for the civilian sector, but increasingly for our national security, providing these mobile platforms for ocean sensing, weather, and other applications. So this is a really dynamic company that continues to grow in the region. And then, of course, Joby Aviation, which you will all get a good look at throughout the day and the couple days here. This exciting electric vertical takeoff and landing company, which has a foothold at the Marina Airport, as I mentioned, and hopefully will continue to expand their manufacturing capabilities here as well, providing many family-supporting wage jobs for the current and future residents. And so that's what's really important underlying all this technology, which is very exciting, is the people that make it happen. So it's the workforce of today and tomorrow that we're focused on in terms of delivering community benefits and economic development outcomes that we're looking for. So whether you're an engineer working on design and programming of the systems, or you're out there tinkering and using your mechanical engineering expertise or technician expertise to make sure things are operating safely and securely, or you're in the clean manufacturing facility doing carbon layup for these ultra-modern craft. It's a range of jobs that people have, or you're taking this four-wheeler out and flying your drone around to map post-fire recovery, as Becca Fenwick has shown doing here. So these are the things that we're talking about with our initiative, and just to give you a quick snapshot of how we came to be, I mentioned that we grew out of the Fort Ord Reuse Authority. That's that green logo at the tail end. And it was a chance encounter in the street when an entrepreneur and an economic developer met and began talking about things of common interest. Chris Bly in the back here, who is that entrepreneur and was looking for a community with an airport, and I was working here at the time, and I said, hey, well, Marina's got an airport, and it doesn't seem to be doing a whole lot right now, so let's go after this FAA program, which was looking for sites around the country to do drone integration, testing and development, the UAS integration pilot program. So that brought us together in 2017, and we galvanized a community of interest around this idea, and that led to the creation of this organization. And really with the idea that there are companies here that are taking advantage of the multiple universities around the region, the geography, the assets of the access to the open space, whether it's over the Salinas Valley, over the Pacific Ocean, or down the Coast Range, or proximity to one of the world's leading innovation zones in Silicon Valley. That made this a great place to think about growing a cluster, an innovation cluster for technologies that were relevant to our economy. And so that led to a series of activities, including, I put this logo up here, the Build Back Better Regional Challenge. There is one of our colleagues here that's come out from Tulsa, who their group was successful in securing this significant federal investment in innovation. We did, with our partners to the south, also put together a proposal there. We were not funded. In California, there was one funded, went to the Central Valley. It was the largest one in the country, about $65 million. But nevertheless, that activity of doing these regional planning and grant development concepts has given us the momentum that now is part of a series of other initiatives that we'll talk about later. And then finally, this year, we were lucky enough to get the attention of the James Irvine Foundation, which has given us some gas in the tank to really ramp up our program. And so that's what we're here to do today, is to make sure that we're continuing to connect communities of interest across these different stakeholder groups and look for economic development and community benefiting outcomes in the years ahead. So this is our board of directors, and many of them are in the room. Once Fort Ord Reuse Authority closed, we existed on pretty much fumes. It was all enthusiastic volunteer work by this board that represents industry, academia, and public agencies. And we were able to pull off our symposium in the online last year with some field trips that really brought us together and led us to the James Irvine Foundation connection. So that's folks around the room. Don't hesitate to say hello to them. So this is our vision, and this is our dartboard. So that's something else. We like to not take ourselves too seriously on this, or at least have fun with it, because if you're not having fun, what are you doing? And really this represents these different sectors that we talk about and the interactions of these different players in the economic development ecosystem that can all contribute towards the goals that we're working on. So aligning industry, academia, government, and community. I'd like to give a shout out to Ken Smith from the Salinas Inclusive Economic Development Initiative for pointing out the really importance of emphasizing our community, our workforce, as part of this, this vision. So we're looking forward to the conversation today.